don't have any toxicity. You don't have any toxicity. Can't say that word. Toxic. Hi guys, hope you're all well and you are super blessed. So welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. It's like 10:15 in the evening and Friday night, and I am tired, but I just thought to myself, if you want to be successful, you've got to work extra harder than an average person. So an average person will come home and sleep, and I told myself, no, when I come home I'll spend an hour on editing and some sort of hour or two on filming. So this is why I'm sitting in front of the camera, because I actually want to be consistent with the video. I seriously want to be consistent, so I gotta be consistent. I've got to be consistent. So today I actually wanted to talk about how to be happy as an individual, as a single person, as a single Christian. How to be content with yourself. I think that's the major thing. That's the major thing. So that's like the major thing. So I sat down and I thought about the things that I did by the grace of God. The things that I did, and like I compare my life now and before, and I'm like, wow, it can only be God, if you know what I mean. So I just thought, things that I did, I decided to just do, and it worked for me. So, and I know it will work for you. For this one, I'm actually telling you that it will work for you, so you have no choice but to actually follow that. Because I know it will work for you. Like, I'm vouching. I believe that it will work for you because it worked for me and it's worked for people, so I know it would also work for you. So, number one is, if you do not go to church, you take a step there. If you do go to church, you have to continue going. And I say this because when you actually read the Bible, it actually makes you understand that even Hannah, like when she was provoked, she just continued. She never stopped going to the house of the Lord. She continued going. She kept going. So when we go to church, you don't actually go because of people, and you don't go, everyone's got their own issues, and we're all going for a reason. And there's something called the hour of visitation. You don't know when it is. You don't know what day God will visit you. So you just have to continue going. Keep going, because you don't know when He'll bless you. For instance, it's like how I was not going to go to that service, and there was a blessing, there was a prophecy that some people will get jobs, some people will be promoted. And imagine if I never actually went. I didn't plan on going, it was someone that encouraged me to go. So imagine if I never actually went, I don't think I would have even had the role that I have now. I'm just using that as an example, but there's many things that I've received that it was only because I was there. And oh, my battery's about to die. Why will you die in the middle of this? Okay, let me change it. I'm back. You have to continue going. Like, you've got many people who don't even understand their salvation, and it's like they would stop attending because someone has offended them. You've got to come beyond that and just keep going and telling yourself that, you know what, you're not there, you're not going for people, you're going because of the blessings, you're going because of God. So when you start hurting God, like disobeying God because of what someone else has done, it's like, how does that make sense? Do you get it? How are you going to receive the blessings? How are you going to get what you desire for? And it's painful, but I'm telling you, in the long run. Number two, you've got to build like a good relationship with God. So you've got to keep praying, you've got to worship Him all the time, you've got to listen to messages, which is sermons, you've got to read the Bible, on a daily basis. Build that relationship with Him. When you read with God, when you read John 15:7, it says, if you remain in Him and His words remain in you, anything you ask, He will give it to you. I've just done the NLT version of it, but if you abide in him and his words abide in you, anything you ask, he will give it to you. Do you know what I mean? So if you have a deeper relationship with him, you always want to hear his word, you always want to read the word, you know, all that jazz. It's like you can't wait to hear the word, and it's like you can't wait to actually apply it, follow it. I'm telling you that anything you ask from God, he will just give it to you. Just desire to build a relationship with God, to build a deeper relationship with God. And I'm telling you, you're always going to be happy. People will ask you what's the secret, you don't know, but this is what you've been doing. There's no, oh, drink water, put makeup on, do this. No, the secret is just building a relationship with God and being fulfilled. When you build a deeper relationship with God, there's this void that you have within you that he fills. So it's like you don't desire to actually have someone, like to have a boyfriend and all that stuff. No, you just desire to have that presence of God, and it's just so amazing. And it's like, it's better than that guy. I'm telling you, it's much better. Like, for example, myself, I had been in previous relationships, and I'm telling you that when I decided to give my life to Christ, and I just made that decision that, you know what, I wanted to seek him and I wanted to know him and I wanted to build a relationship with him, and I just continued. Like, I just said to myself, that was the decision that I was going to make, and it was what I wanted to keep at, and I just continued. And I remember that I didn't desire to want to be with someone. Sometimes I just wanted to be alone, like just be alone, just got worship on. But then before I actually came into Christ, I couldn't stay. I realized that I was listening to someone's testimony, and I realized that when I was going through that, I was depressed and I didn't even know, because I didn't want to be alone. Because I would always invite people over, I would always cook, do this cocktails, like just get alcohol, all that stuff, inviting people over, and I would ask people to stay over and sleep over. But it wasn't because I loved them or anything. I don't think that's what it was. But it was because I didn't want to be alone. But it's like, when I found Christ, God was all I wanted. He was the only thing that I wanted in my life. God was the only person that I wanted in my life. I just wanted to spend time with him, and that's how it needs to be. And that's what attracts you to go to every service. That's what actually attracts you to attend church, everything. Number 4, you've got to notice the blessings. You've got to notice God's blessings. So you may not be where you want to be, but you're not at where you used to be. So you need to appreciate what God has done for you. So I have a lot of plans, and when I look at my life, I'm like, oh God. Sometimes you just wish that you can just click your fingers like this and it just happens, but it's not going to happen. You actually have to walk through that process. But as you're walking through that process, you've got to appreciate what it's actually going on as you're walking through your blessings. Like, because this is what I always tell myself. God has blessed me to be in the situation that I'm in now, and I know that the God that's created the heavens and the earth, if he's giving me this blessing, and this is a big blessing for me, and I appreciate it, but I know that he has a bigger blessing. So it doesn't mean that because he blessed me, I should just stop and just stay in my current situation. But I'm encouraged to continue abiding in him, to remain in him, so that I receive more. But at the same time, I appreciate the blessing that he has given me, because I would have never had it if I hadn't remained in him. So you have to appreciate it. When you read 1 Thessalonians 5:18, it says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. So in every single step of your life, you've got to thank God. Whether it's good or bad, you've just got to thank him, because the more you thank him, the more you receive. Just think about it. If you have a friend or a child that would always say thank you for the little things that you did, are you not excited to give them more? But when they don't appreciate it, are you excited to give more? No, you don't want to give more. That's how it is with God, you know. Numero 4, you've got to make a vow. So I remember when I was really depressed, that I knew I was depressed. I was just lying in bed, and I promised God that I was going to serve him, I was going to seek him, and I was going to stay away from sex, from guys, from clubbing, all these things. I just decided that I wanted to stop, and I wanted to know more about him, and I wanted to remain in him. And I remember I just decided that I wanted to do it. The reason why I did it was because I realized that I had done everything with my will and it never worked, and I just decided, you know what, I just want God to just be in control of my life. I don't want to do anything anymore. I just want God to just, you know what, just take control of my life and make the decisions for me, and I'll just flow in his decisions. When you read the Bible, that was one of the things that Hannah did. Even when she was in that situation where she couldn't even have a child, she prayed to God and she said to God, if you give me this child, I will actually give the child to you all the days of the child's life. It's like, I'll just give the child, I'll commit the child to you. And that's what she decided to do. And when God did it, that comes to numero 5. When God actually did it, it's like she just dedicated her child to God. She kept her word. So number 5 is keeping that vow. You've got to keep that vow that you do. You can't keep saying, oh, I'm gonna stop this, and then you don't stop, and then you expect a blessing. It's only a fool that keeps doing the same thing repeatedly and expect a different result. It never works. When I was in the lab, when we did the same test, we used to try out different stuff. So we tried this solution. Okay, this solution didn't give results. Let's try a different thing. Let's try, do you know what I mean? You try different things until you get results. You don't stop, but you don't keep repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. That's never gonna work. And that's the same thing with God. If you decide that, oh, I'm going to take this journey and I'm going to be serious with him, you just got to do, you've got to go all the way. No one's got to stop you. You've got to make that vow and say, you know what, I'm going to keep my word, and I'm going to honor my word, and I'm going to just seek you. And that's actually how to stay happy. You don't have any toxicity. You don't have any toxicity. Can't say that word. Toxic.
A few moments later.
You don't have any negativity. That's easy. You don't have any negativity in your life. It's like, you know what, I have God, I'm focused on God, I know where I'm going with God. Everybody else is just clear off, basically. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so this is it. This is what I did to stay happy. You don't need anybody to make you happy. It's only God that can make you happy. So that's the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, if you hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and like and comment down below, and don't forget to follow me on my other social media. So I've got Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter and Facebook, and yeah, I'll put the details in the description bar below. So that's the end of my video. I'll see you later. I'm joking. That's the end of my video. See you later. Bye.